We'll hear more from Professor Kulkarni in the first keynote. Could I ask now Swamiji for a blessing, as presumptuous as that seems? Would you like to join us for a blessing for this conference, please?
Bless you all with good health, long life, and self-realization. Hari Om.
A moment, the Consul General of India, Mr. Sujan Chinoy, who is here, I understand. Would you like to join us on stage?
Respected Your Holiness Swami Maheshwaranand Ji, other venerable gurus, teachers, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Namaskar, Pranam. If there is one self-realization with which I take the stage today, it is that of my own inadequacy in addressing you this morning on a subject such as Ayurveda and Yoga, about which a great deal more is known by the venerable Swamis, gurus and teachers before me. At the same time, it is indeed a great privilege and pleasure for me to stand here before you on the occasion of the International Ayurveda and Yoga Conference. It is a matter of pride that this international conference should take place in Sydney with such eminent people in attendance, and in a country such as Australia, which is great, which is well known for its multiculturalism. I'm tempted to say something about my childhood. When I was a young child, my mother made an attempt to teach me some Sanskrit, and I'm not sure if I recall it correctly, but the words that remained with me were a few words. Nityam padhami khelami pratah surya namami cha. Nityam pibami khadami pratah surya namami cha. And I think the essence, if I got it right, was the message of harmony and peace and regularity in life, which in ancient Indian culture is known by the gurus and by those that practice these principles as a sattvic jivan. Yoga for Indians and for people all over the world is a great science that has its origins, like Ayurveda, in the Vedic times. There are references in the Yoga Vashishta of 5,000 to 7,000 years ago of the science of prana. And the science of prana linked to the cleansing of the mind and soul is yoga. The science of the prana linking to the cleansing of the body is known as Ayurveda. And I think if yoga is the journey towards self-enlightenment and self-realization and self-knowledge, then Ayurveda is that inevitable vehicle for that journey. Our parents did not lead such stressful lives as those that we lead today. And in this day and age, when mobile phones ring even when we are doing our puja or meditation, it is inevitable that concepts and great sciences such as yoga and Ayurveda will stage a comeback in order to bring some harmony and peace and regularity into our lives. I recall that the king of Bhutan, His Majesty, once said that Bhutan did not want to look at its progress and development in terms of gross national product, but he would rather speak of gross national happiness. And I think this is an instructive remark that he made. I'm particularly proud that India has given birth to such great concepts such as Ayurveda and yoga, which have influenced many other countries and cultures in the world. I recall from my close association with China that there are great similarities between yoga and pranayam and the science of Qigong in China. If yoga is about being wholesome, being united, being in harmony, the mind, body, and soul, yin and yang, the concepts in East Asia are similar. And how many of us are aware of the fact that the great traditions of Zen Buddhism in China and in East Asia were actually the legacy of a yogi from India called Bodhidharma in the 4th century AD. I think this is an occasion that we cherish. I am particularly delighted that this grand conference today has the presence of several eminent people who have achieved a great deal on the way to self-enlightenment, and that they will lead the path for us and guide us along as well. I'm delighted that there is a very clear Indian identity to this function. I have seen in many parts of the world that Ayurveda and yoga are being taught by people who have learnt their trade from the great gurus of India, but it is somehow a foreign and alien concept. And I would not want India to lose its patent and intellectual property rights on Ayurveda and yoga. With these few words, I wish this conference great success, and I humbly take your leave. Pranam.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, when was the last time that you heard an Australian politician start a speech with, "I had a moment of self-realisation that I wasn't an expert"? It's wonderful. I almost said thank you, Sri Sujan Chinoy. Thank you, Mr. Chinoy, the Consul General of India. And also the idea of gross national happiness. That appeals to me, yes.